We haven't had many winter warnings because we haven't had much winter weather so far this season. Now, when you look at the entire snow season as a whole, going back to November, we've had over 45 inches of snow. But keep in mind, 30 of that fell in the month of November, mostly over a 4 to 5 day period, and then it melted away. True winter since December 1st, just 15 inches of snow, well below normal. And since January 1st, January up until the very end was nearly snowless. Now at 6.6 inches of snow, still well below our normal mark and what is typically our coldest and snowiest month. So when you look at the stats for January, these really stand out. 6.6 inches of snow as of the taping of this segment, which is the 30th least snowy January on record. And why have we not seen much snowfall? Well, it's because of the temperature. The average temperature for the month, 36.5 degrees. That's the highs and lows. So when you spend most of your time above freezing, you don't get a whole lot of snow. And this is a trend that we're watching because it keeps happening. Warmer winter weather. Winters are warming. Winter is our fastest warming season as the climate continues to warm. 2021, 2020, 2019. The sixth warmest winter on record. 2018, just above normal. We have to go back to 2017 of the past 5 winters to even get a below normal temperature for the winter months. And then you look at snowfall. These things go hand in hand. The last 4, all below normal on the snowfall, especially 2019 and 2018. Hardly any snowfall. You go back to 2017, it was the 7th snowiest on record. But we just have not seen a lot of snowfall. So when we talk about climate change and we make predictions for the future, as winter keeps warming, less snowfall is likely in the forecast. Warmer winters means typically less snowfall in our future. Move over, Punxsutawney Phil. There's a new furry forecaster in town. Groundhog's Day is a popular winter weather tradition all across the country, culminating when Punxsutawney Phil emerges from his burrow and predicts what the rest of the winter season has in store for us. ABC57 meteorologist Macy Tetrick introduces us to our newest furry forecaster in Michiana, Potawatomi Poppy, and how this winter weather tradition began.
In the middle of winter, you might start to feel tired of seeing sights like this. Will we ever make it to spring? Maybe it was questions like these that led to a special holiday in February. I visited Amanda Brunson Cruz, the education and volunteer manager at South Bend's Potawatomi Zoo, to meet the star behind February 2nd.
Our special guest is our newest ambassador animal. She is a groundhog, and her name is Potawatomi Poppy.
That's right, the special holiday is Groundhog's Day, and now the zoo has their very own groundhog.
So she's a rodent. She's one of the bigger rodents you can find around here. So she's got some pretty impressive front teeth, and they grow her entire life because she's going to eat a lot of really hard foods. A groundhog is also known as a woodchuck. It's the same animal, so she can chew on bark and on wood, and that would wear her teeth down, but she can keep growing them her whole life, so she can always chew those tough foods.
What does this rodent have to do with winter?
These guys dig really impressive burrows. They can be 2 to 6 feet deep and over 40 feet long in some cases. If she's near a burrow and she's startled, she'll often run back inside. So if she were to see something new or hear a weird noise, she'd go seek safety in her burrow.
The holiday folklore states that if a groundhog sees its shadow on February 2nd, we will see 6 more weeks of winter time. How do we know the groundhog saw its shadow? It would likely act scared and maybe try to burrow, since a shadow would be considered something unknown. So, will Poppy have official forecast duties this year?
She will definitely do a forecast for us. I think she'll do a better job than Punxsutawney Phil, personally, but we'll have her out that morning and see what happens.
And if Poppy isn't scared, meaning she doesn't see her shadow, the legend goes that spring is just around the corner. Do we think she will do a better forecast than a meteorologist?
Probably not, but she's very cute.
So how much snow is left in winter? We haven't had that much snowfall in winter so far. December, January, and looking forward now into February. The winter total, just 15.5 inches of snow, where typically in a winter season, we have over 50 inches of snow. We're going to have to do a lot to catch up that kind of deficit. December was actually pretty good. When you see 13.7 as our average, we were close to that when we had the holiday blizzard. That's when most of that snow fell. January has been pretty lackluster. We just have not seen the winter weather in January, where we typically average over 20 inches of snow. So now it comes down to February. Can we get to that 16.1 or more if we're going to make up any kind of deficit and have real winter weather? Well, to have real winter weather, the first step you really need is it going to be cold enough? And the outlook for the start of February is at least promising in that regard. We've got to get cold enough. The average temperature for the beginning of the month, a high around 32, normal low around 19. And there's a good probability as we begin the month, the first week, if not 2 weeks, we'll see below normal temperatures, meaning a majority of the days will be spent below freezing. That is check number one if you want to get snowfall. Now we just got to get the right weather pattern or a favorable wind direction to get some snow accumulating across the area. The outlook for the entire month, though, you look at this, we're in an area where we call equal chances. We're not favoring colder or warmer than normal conditions. So if you break down February, we start the month with cold weather typically. Temperatures are at or below freezing. By the middle of the month, you start to tip towards slightly warmer, and then we're starting to head towards March. By February 28th, the typical high is around 40 degrees, which you can still get snow. You're just unlikely to get a lot of it in most cases. So can we get to that mark? We'll be cold enough for 2 weeks. It's just how much of that winter weather can we really fit into the start of February? Can we get to that 16.1? I would say it's questionable. We'll likely get the best at that towards average at best. Thank you for watching Project Blizzard. We hope you learned something during this ABC57 First Warning Neighborhood Weather Special Report. And remember, when winter weather is at its worst, turn to the ABC57 First Warning Neighborhood Weather team on air, online, and on the First Warning Weather app to keep you safe. For the ABC57 First Warning Neighborhood Weather team, I'm Chief Meteorologist Tom Coombs. Thanks for watching.